Good day, everyone. Today, we're going to discuss psychological perspective. Another topic is psychosocial theory. Social theory by Erik Erikson. Psychosocial theory explains changes in self-understanding, social relationships, and one's relationship to society from infancy through later life. Erik Erikson is the primary theorist identified with the development of psychosocial theory. Epigenetic principle, personality develops in a predetermined order through 8 stages of psychosocial development from infancy to adulthood. So sabi ni Erik Erikson, meron daw tayong 8 stages of psychosocial development. And in each stage, a person experiences a psychosocial crisis which could have a positive or negative outcome para sa personality development. Okay, so the principle also states that we develop through an unfolding of our personalities. In every stage, nag-unfold o lumalabas yung ating personalities. Progress in each stage is partly determined by success or lack of in previous stage. Okay, so it's either we will be successful in managing the crisis or we fail. Okay, at each stage of development, there are associated developmental tasks. So in each stage, meron daw tasks tayo na kailangan gawin para maging successful ang each stage na yan. Each stage involves a crisis and an optimal time. So meron siyang age, no, kung kailan na nag-occur yung stage na yan. Like for example, dito sa figure na to, no, stages of psychosocial development, lahat tayo nakaka-experience ng conflict. Okay, so if conflict is successfully completed, no, and managed, there will be sense of competence that will lead to healthy personality. If the conflict is not properly managed or completed, so there will be failure to master the task in that particular stage, which will lead to feeling of inadequacy and unhealthy personality. So, bali ito yung table that shows the different stages, no? And then you can find here the age, no, kung saan nag-occur yung stage na yan. And then we have ano yung mga issues, no? And then ano yung mga central questions, no? So, nandito yung mga central questions. Okay, first is trust versus mistrust. This is birth to 1-year-old. The trust versus mistrust stage serves as a foundation of development. Ito daw yung foundation ng development. The outcomes of this stage can have effects that influence the rest, no, of an individual's life. Because of this, it is essential for parents to provide responsive, dependable care. Kung ano man ito ay may effect daw, no, sa entire life ng isang tao. Okay, the infant develops a sense of trust sa stage na to when interaction provide reliability, care, and affection. A lack of this will lead to mistrust, suspicion, and anxiety. Children who learn to trust caregivers in infancy will be more likely to form trusting relationships with others throughout the course of their lives. So, from birth to 1-year-old, napaka-importante yung trust, no, ng infant, no, sa kanyang caregiver. Kasi learning to trust the world and those around us is the key focus of this psychosocial stage of development. By responding quickly and appropriately to your infant's cries, no, you're building a foundation of trust. How to build trust? Okay? Paano ba mabibuild ng parent yung trust ng kanyang infant? The primary way that a parent can build trust with the baby is to respond when they try to communicate with them. Because babies can't use words to express themselves, they use nonverbal strategies to communicate what they're thinking and feeling at all times. So, hindi naman marunong magsalita yung baby. So, ang baby umiiyak lang siya or an infant, no, umiiyak lang siya. So, the primary way that the parent or the caregiver can build trust is to respond. So, kapag umiiyak yung bata, kailangan nating tingnan kung ano yung mga pangangailangan niya. Crying is one of the most common strategies babies use to communicate with their caregivers. And it carries different meanings. Usually, babies cry to let you know that they need no one of the following. Umiiyak daw yung bata kasi kailangan niya ng first is affection, then comfort, and then food. So, sa stage na to, para ma-build yung trust no, ng infant sa kanyang anak, kailangan asukasuhin ng caregiver or yung parent yung pangangailangan ng anak niya. No? And of course, syempre, kailangan din ng bata ng comfort. Baka hindi siya komportable or baka nilalamig siya or kailangan niya ng warmth. No? So, it is important for caregivers to provide comfort to an infant by holding them closely and securely. No? This provides both warmth and physical contact. Okay, feeding, bathing, and comforting your child helps them learn to trust their needs will be met. And of course, umiiyak yung bata kasi nagugutom or food, no? By feeding an infant, when the child is hungry, they learn that they can trust their need for nourishment will be met. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of hope, and failing to acquire the virtue of hope will lead to the development of fear or and withdrawal. Okay? And let's go now to stage 2 or autonomy versus shame and doubt. This stage occurs between the age of 18 months to around of age of 2 or 3 years. According to Erikson, children at this stage are focused on developing a greater sense of self-control. Kung nakikita niyo yung stage 1 kanina, very dependent si infant. Pero kapag sa age na 18 months to around age 2 or 3, nagkakaroon na or nade-develop na yung sense of self-control ng isang bata. So children in this stage need to be allowed to explore and manipulate their environment in order to develop a sense of independence. No? In their own little capacity, let us allow the infant to explore and manipulate, siyempre with your close supervision. If the parents or caretakers come down too hard on the child for trying to explore the environment, they will instill in the child a sense of shame and to doubt their abilities. No? Lagi kang nagagalit, no? Ayaw mong mag-explore yung bata or natatakot ka, baka madapa or pag nadapa siya, nagagalit ka, no? So, ang madidevelop siya kanya is a sense of shame and to doubt their abilities. So, ang major question dito is, can I do things myself or am I reliant on the help of others? Okay, the basic virtue that will be developed is will. At importante dito yung toilet training, no? Kasi from being so dependent, no, tinuturuan na natin ngayon ang toilet training yung bata. Ibig sabihin ng toilet training is he or she can somehow do no things on his or her own. Okay? Kahit yung simpleng pagwiwi or pagpupo, no, tinuturuan na natin siya dyan. And what happens during stage 2, it is at this point in development that young children begin to express a greater need for independence and control over themselves and the world around them. No? Gusto nila maglakad, lakad-lakad na kuminsan ayaw nila nang hinahawakan mo sila. Diba? During the previous stage of development, trust versus mistrust, children are almost entirely independent. So sabi ko kanina, upon others for their care and safety. It is during this stage that children build the foundation of trust in the world as they progress in the second stage. However, it is important for young children to begin developing a sense of personal independence and control. As they learn to do things for themselves, they establish a sense of control over themselves, as well as become basic confident, no, in their own abilities. So dahil hinahayaan mo na sila mag-explore, no, of course, I repeat, with the parents or caregivers close supervision, nagkakaroon siya ngayon ng basic confidence in their own abilities. An important task sa stage 2 is toilet training. No? Toilet training plays a major role. Learning to control one's body functioning leads to a feeling of control and a sense of independence. Okay? Other important events include gaining more control over food, like choices of food, no, toy preferences, and clothing selection. Kids in this stage of development often feel the need to do things independently, no, such as picking out what they will wear each day, putting on their own clothes, and deciding what they will eat. Ang consequences nito is children who successfully completed this stage now feel secure and confident, while those who do not are left with a sense of inadequacy and self-doubt. This stage also serves as an important building block for future development. Kids who have confidence in their skills are more likely to succeed, no, in subsequent tasks such as mastering social, academic, and other skills. How to encourage success? No? Provide opportunities for children to be independent. Allow them to make food, clothing, and toy choices, and provide reassurance that they have done a good job. Be supportive during potty training, but not punitive for accidents. Offer safe outlets, no? Where children are able to play independently with the support, of course, and guidance of a trusted caregiver. Offering reassurance and having faith in your child's abilities is crucial to development of a sense of autonomy and confidence. Parents who are negative, no, or who punish a child for simple mistakes can contribute to feelings of shame and self-doubt. So kung gusto mong no, kailangan daw nating ng mga magulang, no, kung gusto mong ma-develop yung autonomy and confidence niya, just with your supervision, no, just let the child, no, to explore, to play independently. Siyempre, tinitingnan mo pa rin sila. And then, don't punish, no? Parents who are negative, no? Or punish children sa mga mistakes nila, pagdating daw ng bata ay magiging, magkakaroon siya ng shame, no? Makaka-contribute yun sa feeling of shame and self-doubt. Okay, so let's go now to stage 3, the initiative versus guilt. Initiative versus guilt is 3 to 5 years old. The child begins to assert control and power over their environment by planning activities, accomplishing tasks, and facing challenges. So, dito yung naglalaro na yung bata, no? And uh, meron silang play, no? Nag-game na rin. If initiative is dismissed or discouraged, either through criticism or control, children develop a sense of guilt. No, for example, a child is trying to accomplish task, no, or may mga challenges siya, no, mga small challenges, mga milestones, no, and then yung parent is discouraging or nakikriticize palagi or very controlling, ang bata ay magkakaroon or madidevelop niya ang sense of guilt. So, the third stage is initiative versus guilt. So during the first two periods kanina, no, the focus is on children forming a sense of trust, diba, in the world as well as feeling of independence, no, and autonomy. Ngayon naman sa initiative versus guilt, no, so ito yung mangyayari. Okay, if these two stages were successfully completed, no, kids now have a sense that the world is trustworthy and that they are able to act independently. May tiwala siya sa paligid niya, no, sa environment niya, sa bahay, sa mga taong kasama niya, meron siyang tiwala. So, uh, makakapag-act siya independently, no? Kasi feeling niya she is or he is safe, no? Now it is important for kids to learn that they can exert power over themselves and the world. They need to try things on their own and explore their own abilities. By doing this, they can develop ngayon yung tinatawag na ambition and direction. How do kids develop initiative? No? Paano madi-develop ang initiative? Children need to begin asserting control and power over the environment, no? By taking initiative, by planning activities, by accomplishing tasks and facing challenges. But dito sa stage na to, it is important for caregivers to encourage exploration and to help children make appropriate choices. Okay? Caregivers who are discouraging naman or dismissive may cause children to feel ashamed or themselves and to become overly dependent upon the help of others. Success and failure in stage 3. Success in this stage leads to a sense of purpose, while failure results in a sense of guilt. Sabi ko kanina, what does Erikson mean by guilt? No, essentially, kids who fail to develop a sense of initiative at this stage may emerge with a fear of trying new things. Okay, di ba? So, sa stage na to, no, nag-explore yung bata, nagkakaroon siya ng initiative, kaya lang yung caregiver, your parents niya is dismissive, no, masyadong nagki-criticize sa kanya, then instead of madi-develop yung sense of initiative niya, madi-develop ngayon yung sense of guilt niya at saka shame. Okay? When they do direct efforts towards something, they may feel that they are doing something wrong. Okay? While mistakes are inevitable in life, kids with initiative will understand that mistakes happen and they just need to try again. Children who experience guilt, no, will instead interpret mistakes as a sign of personal failure and may be left with a sense that they are bad. Okay, let's go now to number 4. Industry versus inferiority, which occurs 5 years old to 12 years old. So dito naman, friends and classmates naman, no, play a role in how children progress through the industry versus inferiority. Through proficiency at play and schoolwork, children are able to develop a sense of competence and pride in their abilities. By feeling competent and capable, children are able to also form a strong self-concept. So dito, di ba, naglalaro na yung bata, no? So, meron ba siyang feeling of proficiency? Okay, so, meron ba siyang accomplishments, no, sa mga play niya tsaka sa kanyang schoolwork. Okay, so dito madi-develop nga yung competence, no, and pride in their abilities. Okay. And then, according to Erikson, this stage is vital, no, in developing self-confidence, no. So during school and other social activities, children receive, di ba, ng praise and attention for performing various tasks such as reading, writing, drawing, and solving problems. Okay. So kids who do well in school are more likely now, no, to develop a sense of competence and confidence. They feel good about themselves and their ability to succeed. And then children who struggle with schoolwork may have a harder time developing these feelings of sureness. Instead, they may be left with feeling of inadequacy and inferiority. So how can parents and teachers foster success during the industry, no? So hindi lang parents ang importante sa stage na to, pati yung mga guro. At this stage, it is important for both parents and teachers to offer support and encouragement. However, adults should be careful not to equate achievement with acceptance and love. No, hindi wag daw nating parang i-equate na ang achievement at saka acceptance and love ay pareho, no? So, we should love our child unconditionally, no? Na wala tayong kapalit, na walang kapalit na accomplishment, no? Meron kasing iba na parang iniisip ng bata na hindi na sila mahal kung wala silang achievements sa school, no? And that is that can be a mistake, no, sa atin ng mga parents. Okay? Unconditional love and support from adults can help all children, no, through this stage, but particularly those who may struggle with feelings of inferiority. Yes, opo, importante yung accomplishments, no, sa mga bata. Pero wag naman po natin silang parang i-reject, no? Or maramdaman nila na rejected sila, or maramdaman nila na hindi na natin sila mahal dahil sa failure nila sa school. Okay? So, children who are overpraised naman, on the other hand, nung sobrang praise tayo, no, might develop a sense of arrogance. Okay? Clearly, balance plays a major role at this point in development. No, wag namang masyadong overpraise, no? Wag naman masyadong walang encouragement or walang support. Dapat balance lang. Parents can help kids develop a sense of realistic competence by avoiding excessive praise, no, and rewards, encouraging efforts rather than outcome. No? Mas ini-encourage daw natin yung effort ng bata kasa dun sa outcome niya. No, for example, ano ba importante sa iyo, yung 100 siya or nag-effort siya? No? Mas ini-encourage daw natin yung ginawa niya, yung hard work niya, at yung effort niya. And this help kids develop a growth mindset. Okay? Even if children struggle in some areas of school, syempre wala namang perfect na bata, no? May mga bata na nag-i-struggle talaga sa mga subjects nila, no, sa other areas sa school. Encouraging kids in areas in which they excel can help foster feeling of competence and achievement. Okay. So hindi lang mga academic, no? Hindi lang academic ang importante sa school, no? Sa school din kasi develop yung social, no? Yung pakikitungo ng bata, no? Merong sports, no? May athletics, no? Kung saan nag-i-excel yung bata, no? Encourage natin sila doon kung saan siya nag-i-excel. Dapat ang bata ma-experience na rin, no, na meron siyang accomplishment, no, in his or her own little way. Dapat nararamdaman ng bata na nakaka-accomplish siya. Hindi lang laging failure. No, pinipilit mo siya academic, no, pero hindi naman yun, no, yung area, no, yung intelligence niya. Okay, yes, importante na kailangan niyang pumasa, no? But we have to encourage kids also, no, to excel, no? Dun sa magaling siya na mas malaki ang probability na mag-succeed, maging successful siya dun sa area na yun para magkaroon siya ng feelings of competence and achievement. Too much industry and child will develop Erikson called narrow virtuosity. Balance between competence and modesty is necessary. Okay? So, dapat humble din yung bata. Kahit na mag-competent siya, kailangan turuin din natin siya ng maging modest. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of competence. Now, let's go to stage 5, which is identity versus role confusion sa 12 to 18 years old. According to Erikson, this is important to the process of forming a strong identity and developing a sense of direction in life. So, dito ay na-experience ito ng mga teenagers, no? So, what should happen at the end of the stage is an integrated sense of self, no? And what one wants to do or be and of one's appropriate sex role. So, dito, ma-accomplish ng bata, no, yung sense of self niya. Anong gusto niyang mangyari, anong gusto niyang maging, no, sa future. At saka pati yung kanyang sex role. Dito yan. Okay? And then those who are able to successfully forge a healthy identity develop a sense of fidelity. Those who do not complete this stage, no, may be left feeling confused about their role and place in life. Dadalhin niya yan, no, hanggang sa pagiging adult niya. Okay, so each stage dapat nakukomplete, no, kasi or else dadalhin niya yan sa pagdating ng adulthood niya or sa future life or sa future niya. Okay? And during the identity versus confusion stage, the conflict is centered, no? Ano yung crisis, no? Developing a personal identity, no? Dito tinatanong ng bata, sino ba ako, no? Okay, successfully completing this stage leads to a strong sense of self that will remain throughout life. Ano ibig sabihin ng identity? So identity involves, no, yung mga experiences, no, relationships, belief, values, and memories that make up a person's subjective sense of self. Okay? So, ano naman yung role confusion? Kids who are not allowed to explore and test out different identities may be left with what Erikson referred to as role confusion, which can result in the following. So, kung ang bata ay may role confusion or yung isang tao ay may role confusion, magiging unsure siya, no, of kung sino siya. Okay? Being unsure of who he is and where he fits, no? Drifting, no? Pagdating ng panahon, drifting from one job or relationship to another, no? Paiba-ibang trabaho, paiba-ibang relationship kasi nga hindi niya kilala yung sarili niya. Hindi niya alam kung anong gusto niya sa buhay niya, no? And feeling disappointed and confused about life, yung place niya sa life. Ano ba talaga? Saan ba talaga ako nakabilong? Okay? So, consequences naman of role confusion, difficulties with commitment, yun nga, paiba-iba, paiba-ibang girlfriend, paiba-ibang boyfriend, paiba-ibang trabaho, no? Worse mental health and well-being, no? A search has linked, no? There's a strong sense of identity, no? Sense of identity to better emotional and psychological well-being. Meron daw link sa dalawa, no? And the weak sense of self and lack of confidence. Paano naman made-develop yung identity? First is become skilled at things you enjoy, Kung ano yung ini-enjoy mo, develop mo yun, no? Develop mo, mag-aral ka, mag-training ka. Actually ngayon, no, sa YouTube, no? Sa YouTube, pwede kang madaming mga tutorials dyan, no? You don't need to pay, no? You don't need to pay or spend money for that. Okay, kung magaling kang mag-guitar or cooking, no? You strengthen mo 'yan, okay? Take time to find and practice hobbies. No? Kilalanan mo sarili mo, no? Ano yung hobbies mo? Okay? And mas makikilala mo yung sarili mo. Okay? And then, of course, the stage 6 is intimacy versus isolation. Ito na yung 19 years old to 40 years old, no? Dito na develop yung intimacy or isolation. Okay? During this period, the major conflicts or major conflict centers is forming intimate, loving relationships with other people. Okay? Success leads to strong relationships, while failure result in loneliness and isolation. Okay, so Erikson believed that it was vital to develop close, committed relationships, no, with other people. May close friend ka ba? May best friend ka ba? Okay, are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? No? As people enter adulthood, these emotionally intimate relationships play a critical role in a person's emotional well-being. While the word intimacy is closely associated with sex, for many, it encompasses much more than sex. No? Erikson described intimate relationships as those characterized by closeness, honesty, and love. No? Ito yung mga relationships natin. Ito yung intimate relationship para kay Erik Erikson, yung may relationship ka wherein there is closeness, no? Honesty at pagmamahal. Okay? Romantic and sexual relationships can be an important part of this stage of life. But intimacy is much more about having close loving relationships. Sabi nga, it includes romantic partners, but it can also encompass close enduring friendship with people outside of your family. Kung ito rin yung age na mag-aasawa ka na, no, or pipili ka ng partner mo sa buhay, o kung hindi man, o kung pinili mo man na hindi ka mag-aasawa, meron kang mga close friends, no, na mapagkakatiwalaan outside the family. And then people who are successful in resolving the conflict of the intimacy versus isolation stage, no, meron siyang close romantic relationships, no, deep meaningful connections, importante yan sa stage na to, no, yung merong meaningful relationships, no, with significant people outside the family, no, enduring connections with other people, positive relationships with family and friends, no, strong relationships. People who navigate this period of life successfully, no, are able to forge fulfilling relationships with other people. Okay, this plays an important role in creating supportive social networks that are important for both physical and mental health throughout life. No? Importante pala ito, ang stage na to na maging successful ka, no, in forming intimate relationships para daw sa ating mental health, no, throughout life. And then, yun nga, no, struggling naman in this stage of life can result in loneliness and isolation. No, adults who struggle with this stage experience no few or no friendship. No, napakalungkot naman ng buhay. No, lack of intimacy, lack of relationships, poor romantic relationships, no, weak social support, and they might never share no deep intimacy with their partners, or might even struggle to develop any relationships at all. This can be particularly difficult as these individuals watch friends no and acquaintances fall in love, get married, and start families. No? So, dito sa stage na 'to kasi dapat 'no, yun nga sabi ko kanina nagkakaroon ka na ng family, no, relationship, partner. At siyempre kapag ikaw ay nag-iisa or alone 'no, so napakasakit ito sa'yo, nakikita mo yung mga friends mo 'no, okey, na meron ng, kanila-kanilang mga pamilya, okey? And loneliness can affect overall health no, in other ways. For example, socially isolated people tend to have unhealthier diets, sabi daw, no, exercise less, and experience greater daytime fatigue and have poorer sleep. No? And loneliness and isolation can lead to a wide range of negative health consequences, no, including cardiovascular disease, depression, substance misuse, stress, and suicide. Okay, how to build naman intimacy, no? Learning to be open, no? And sharing with others, no? And being intimate is more than just engaging in sex. Of course, no? It means forging emotional intimacy and closeness. And caring for others, no? Kung gusto mong magkaroon ng friends, no? You have to be caring first, no? You have to care for others, okay? And reciprocal yung relationship, hindi lang yung ano ka lang, take ng take, no? You should know also how to give. Making commitments, part of being able to form strong relationships involve being able to commit not to others for the long term. So, um, making commitment, no? And of course, self-disclosure. This involves sharing part of the self with others while still maintaining, of course, your strong sense of self-identity, self-disclosure. Okay? Now let's go to 7, generativity versus stagnation, approximately 40 years old to 65 years old. Ang major question dito is, how can I contribute to the world? No? Dito sa stage na to, no, may pamilya ka na, no, nag-work ka na, and going towards already sa retirement. No? Tatanong mo na sa sarili mo dito, paano ako makaka-contribute no, sa mundo? Okay, generativity refers no to making your mark on the world by caring for others as well as creating no and accomplishing things that make the world a better place. No, dito dapat nakakaisip ka na no tumulong sa community no to make the world a better place no. So ang key characteristics of generativity include no making commitment to other people no, developing relationships with family, okay, mentoring others no, um contributing to the next generation. Okay? Yan. Pag nandiyan na kayo sa edad na yan, ito dapat yung ma-accomplish mo. Okay? And stagnation naman refers to the failure to find a way to contribute. No? These individuals may feel they feel disconnected or uninvolved. Wala silang pakialam sa kanilang community and with society as a whole. Some characteristics of stagnation include being self-centered. No? Wala kang pakialam. No? Gusto mo lang makasarili ka. Okay? Feeling to get involved with others. Not taking an interest no? in productivity. No? No efforts to improve yourself, placing one's concern above all else. No? Those who fail to attain this skill will feel unproductive and uninvolved in the world. Okay, so paano naman ma-improve no yung generativity? Okay, there are several ways, no? First is participate in your community, no? Join organizations and assume responsibilities. You volunteer, no? Learn new skills and share them with others, no? Ngayon napakadali lang, mga webinars, no? You join webinars or join organizations, no? Volunteer, no? Make a difference in the lives of others, okay? Have positive relationship with others, no? Good quality health and a sense of control over their lives will feel more productive and satisfied. Now let's go to ego integrity versus despair. This occurs when you are beyond 65 years old. No? So ito yung mga lola natin. Okay? So dito nakaka-experience yung ng lolo ng ego integrity or despair. No? When we say integrity, this refers to a person's ability to look back on their life with a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. Characteristics of integrity include acceptance, sense of wholeness, lack of regret, feeling at peace, a sense of success, and feeling of wisdom and acceptance. So yung lola daw o yung lola natin ina-experience niya, naalala niya na yung mga nakaraan niya, no? Meron ba siyang accomplishment doon? And fulfilled ba siya sa mga ginawa niya nung siya ay kabataan? Okay, so despair naman refers to looking back on life without feelings of or with, no? I repeat, not despair refers to look back on life with feelings, no, of regret, shame, disappointment. Okay? Pag matanda ka na daw, guys, no, it's either integrity, yung mga accomplishments mo, no? Yung mga feeling of peace mo, sense of success mo, or magiging bitter ka, no? Magsisisi ka, or mahihiya ka, or disappointed ka sa mga pinagagawa mo. Okay? So magiging bitter ka, you regret, no? Ruminating over mistakes, no? Sana hindi ko 'to ginawa, sana hindi ko 'to ginawa. Pinagsisisihan ko. Okay? Feeling that life was wasted, no? Ganyan daw nararamdaman ng mga matatanda, no? Feeling unproductive, depression, and hopelessness. Kaya siguro may matanda na masungit, o may matanda naman na masayahin. Ano naman yung mga benefits ng integrity sa atin, no? There are a number of benefits, no, to successfully achieve feelings of integrity. Importante yung pagtanda natin, guys, meron tayong feelings of integrity. Kasi magkakaroon tayo ng ego integrity, peace and fulfillment. Ito yung when you look back at your life, no, with a sense of contentment and face the end of life with a sense of wisdom and no regrets. No, alam mo na mawawala ka sa mundo na wala kang pinagsisisihan, no? And wisdom. Okay? Erikson defined this wisdom as an informed and detached concern with life itself, even in the face of death itself. Okay? And those who feel proud of their accomplishments, no, will feel a sense of integrity. Successfully completing this phase means looking back with few regrets. No? Wala kang masyadong pinagsisihan. And a general feeling of satisfaction. Parang sabihin mo, oh, mission accomplished. No? I'm ready to face my creator. Di ba? These individuals will attain wisdom even when confronting death. Okay? So how to improve integrity? So ngayon pa lang, no? Mag-invest na kayo. No? Mag-invest na kayo. Ano yung mga ginagawa nyo ngayon? Diba? Sinisira nyo ba yung buhay nyo? Okay? So, nag-contribute ka ba sa community? Diba? So, start early. The things you do during middle age, o kahit sa edad nyo pa lang, no, will play a role in your feelings about life as you age. No? Focus on doing things that will support your emotional wellness as you grow older, such as getting involved in your community and strengthening relationship to ensure you have a strong social support network. Okay, for example, ngayon huminto ka or you did not do your best, no, in your studies. So pagdating ng panahon, sabihin mo pag matanda ka na, sana pinagbutihan ko, no? Ang pagsisisihan natin lahat, no, kapag tayo ay matanda na. Okay, seek meaningful relationships ngayon pa lang, no? High quality relationships with people you care about and who care about you are important, no? Focus on those relationships and working on making peace with the relationships that may not be as strong, no? Iwasan natin yung mga maging nega ka, no, sa mga relationships mo, okay? Ah, making peace lang din tayo sa mga ibang tao. And reframe, wag mong, kumbaga yung wag mong paliitin yung mundo mo, no? So, be nice and kind to other people and reframe your thinking, okay? Focus on what you learn from those experiences rather than dwelling on what you wish you could do differently. So, mistakes, no? Talagang may mga pagsisisihan tayo, no, sa buhay natin. So kapag may gano'n, reframe daw natin yung thinking natin, no. So imbes na magmukmok tayo, no, let us reflect, no, and ano ba natutuhanan mo sa experiences mo, okay? And practice gratitude, no. Focus on the positive aspects of your life rather than paying excessive attention to the negativity, no. Magpasalamat tayo, no, sa lahat ng mga blessings, no, na natatanggap natin every day. And when you do that, you will improve integrity. Okay? So, sa mga lola nyo, no, sabihin nyo kay lola, sa lola niya, lola, magpasalamat na lang tayo, no? Naabot po pa yung buhay na yan, no? At saka, bigyan nyo rin sila ng parang sense of, parang maganda yung mga ginawa nila, no? Like for example, sa'yo, sa mga parents mo, mga anak nila, di ba? So, ah, mag maging thankful na tayo sa kanila, no? Sa mga accomplishments nila. Okay? Remind our lola or lolo na yung mga accomplishments nila, na pinaaral nila yung mga magulang nyo, no? Na basta yung mga accomplishments nila na ginawa nila noong sila ay kabataan para hindi sila malugmok sa despair. Okay? And how to decrease despair naman, no, kapag nasa age ka na yan, or you can help also your lola, no. So, reach out to others, okay? Build social support, discussing your feelings with friends and family can help or look for new connections by participating, no, in community groups or organizations, okay? Focus on the positive. Focus on the positive. Think about the memories and events, no, that brought your feelings of pride and happiness. So, pwede niya rin tulungan yung lola no, lolo niyo, lola, ano ba yung mga ano, no, yung mga memories mo, no, nung nag-aaral ka. No, paano niyo po napaaral si tatay, no? Kahit gaano kahirap yung buhay, 'di ba? So, tanungin natin yung ating mga grandpa and grandma, no? Explore new experiences. Seek out activities that bring you pleasure and joy in here and now, no? So, tulungan natin sila na magkaroon ng mga new experiences, no? Ipasyal sila, di ba? Um, kaso ngayon, hindi po pwedeng ipasyal yung mga lola, no? So, um, tulungan natin silang mag-explore, no? Kung nung bata ka, tinulungan ka ni lola na mag-explore, no? And enjoy it. Ngayon naman siguro, it's your time, no? To give back to your lola and lolo. No? Ipasyal sila, no? Uh, and to let them enjoy, no, their life also. And engage in spiritual practice. Okay, napaka malaking tulong ito sa mga matatanda, no? Yung mag-pray, no? Because or practice spirituality, okay? Feelings of peace para magkaroon ng peace and feeling of peace and well-being. And of course, kapag masyado ng get help, no? When your lola is feeling struggling, no, with feeling of despair, or when you are old already, when you're struggling with feeling of despair, consider talking to your doctor or mental health professional. Okay, you may be experiencing symptoms of a condition such as depression or anxiety. No, your doctor can recommend treatments that will help. Okay? So that's it, guys. I hope you have learned, no, from this topic at yung at i-try niyo i-apply, no, sa inyong buhay. Ngayon mas naiintindihan niyo yung sarili niyo, no? Anong stage ka na, no? ano yung developmental task ko na dapat kong ma-accomplish sa stage na to? Ano yung mga crisis, no, na ine-expect sa stage na to, no? At anong dapat kong gawin, no, para to overcome, no, the crisis sa stage na to. Okay? So if you like this topic, please like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Bye!